The object we're going to research is the Coca-Cola bottle. A productive way in which to start your research is to generate a question or hypothesis relating to your chosen object or subject area. It is not always necessary, but it allows you to focus your research and tailor it suitably, and should prevent you from going off on a tangent too much. For example, the question we have chosen to focus our research on is how the shape of the Coca-Cola bottle has changed through time and why.
Once you have established a question or hypothesis, you can begin your research. When researching anything, there are two types of sources to look into to get your information. The first are primary sources and the second are secondary sources. Getting information from primary sources means going directly to the source, for example, through interviewing people involved or analysing a work of art or fiction. Basically, it means getting information from its origin and your own personal experiences. Secondary sources, on the other hand, are things like books and websites in which people have done all the primary research for you. It is through these sources you can probably get the bulk of your information.
Our secondary resources would include books and journals on the topic, as well as websites, including the Coca-Cola website itself. From both these forms of research, you'll have a wide range of resources to reference from.
What aspects of the product will we look into? With a broad range of resources, you can begin an in-depth analysis focusing on the visual, technical and cultural background of the chosen subject or subject area. A good basis for any research project is good historical background. In this case, this would include any factual information we could find out about the changes in shape, material, and then go into the history surrounding the period in which each bottle shape appeared. The next step will be to find out whether there were any practical reasons for the changes and what these might have been. This can turn out to be very closely linked to the historical research we've already done, as some of these practical reasons could be due to advancing technology.
Once we've got the practical reasons worked out, we'll try to find out whether there were any reasons for the change of shape of the bottle. For example, there might be promotional, linked to a particular event, or environmental. This in turn might lead us to researching what was going on socially to warrant these changes, possibly the social or promotional effect of the changes. For example, the current bottles are made out of 50% recycled material. The question we would ask here is why? What made Coca-Cola Company decide to do this? Was it purely practical or economical? Or is there something about current society that specifically wants things like bottles to be more environmentally friendly?
The other interesting aspect of the bottles, and more specifically the packaging and labelling, is the Diet Coke versus Coca-Cola Zero phenomenon. The particular marketing scheme plays on a difference of drinking behaviour between genders, Diet Coke being aimed at women and Coca-Cola Zero aimed at men, but the concept behind them is basically the same. From analysing the historical and social background of the object, you can draw out key themes. In the case of the Coca-Cola bottle, the globalisation of the brand, the changing environmental climate, and the marketing surrounding gender could be considered key themes linked to the change in the bottle's shape.
Every research-led project should be structured with a beginning, middle, and end. At the end, it's important to draw conclusions from your research and identify key factors which contribute to answering your original question.
For example, it is clear that the Coca-Cola bottle has been adapted to meet the social and environmental pressures posed by modern society, which were not considered an issue when the first Coca-Cola bottle was created in 1886. Coca-Cola has become such an influential brand and has a strong hold on our society. So much so that you hear people say, it only starts to feel like Christmas when you see the Christmas Coca-Cola ad.